Christian Prisic missed the opportunity to remove the "super bench" label for Chelsea. On Saturday morning, more than 4,000 miles from Selhurst Park, viewers settled onto their sofas across the United States and flicked over to NBC Sports in eager anticipation. The golden boy of the American game was making a relatively rare Premier League start for Chelsea at the ground where his underwhelming stay in English football has enjoyed its highlight. Christian Pulisic had scored 5 times in as many appearances against Crystal Palace and had an impressive record of 3 goals in 2 games in South London. Before a summer in which Pulisic may consider whether it is time to move on, here was an afternoon that underlined why that could be the case. The man known as Captain America at Chelsea, who was voted the United States Men's Player of the Year for the 3rd time in December despite only being 23 years old, is full of endeavor but far from first choice in Thomas Tuchel's attack. His opportunity, this time, came in midfield, and Chelsea benefited from Pulisic's late runs into the box, but not his finishing. Twice in the opening 20 minutes he was given glorious opportunities to score, but managed to muddle his footing on both occasions. Hakim Ziyech, the last-minute match winner and one of Chelsea's most influential figures in recent weeks, bent a wonderful ball into the box that Pulisic, unmarked at the back post, jabbed over. His other chance came from a clever move started by Antonio Rudiger. A clipped pass over the top of Palace's defense was collected by Kai Havertz and squared to N'Golo Kante, who teed up Pulisic. But, again, the outcome was messy. 3 years have passed since Pulisic signed for Chelsea from Borussia Dortmund in a £58 million deal, becoming the most expensive US player in history. Although Chelsea insisted that Pulisic was not a replacement for the departing Eden Hazard, their shared position brought an instant comparison. Where Hazard would grab a game by the scruff of the neck, Pulisic pops in and out, and here is his biggest problem. Tuchel worked with Pulisic at Dortmund and viewed him as a super sub. In March last year, he said Pulisic's regular place on the substitutes bench was a bit unfair, because I know what an impact he can have in 20 or 30 minutes. His predecessor had a similar view. Frank Lampard was accused of anti-American prejudice in his use of Pulisic, who said he was very frustrated by a lack of playing time. Yet Pulisic's best period, so far, at Stamford Bridge came under Lampard. His tally of 9 league goals and 4 assists in the 2019-20 season was halved during the last campaign. This year Pulisic has improved, with 3 goals but no assists. He remains the 5th most expensive player in the club's history and, with 2 years remaining on his contract, time is ticking to fulfill expectation. Patrick Vieira's Palace played with more fluidity as he chose to start with Wilfried Zaha leading the line, linking up well with Michael Olise, instead of the trio of target men in his squad. Jean-Philippe Mateta was introduced in stoppage time, but Odsonne Edouard and Christian Benteke remained on the bench. Benteke still had almost as much of an influence as his countryman Romelu Lukaku, the most expensive signing in Chelsea's history. Lukaku had a positive week in Abu Dhabi, scoring twice as Chelsea were crowned Club World Cup champions in the Middle East, but he was so peripheral and managed only 7 touches, one of which was from kick-off, in 95 minutes against Palace. According to Opta, that is a record for the fewest touches of any player in the Premier League to play more than 90 minutes since the 2003-2004 season.